Hi, this is Eric. Thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to discuss Altoid tin survival kits. I first have to note that I don't think anyone should use an Altoid tin as its own survival kit, but I think this is a fun exercise and I wanted to see what I could do with it, and I think I've come up with what I believe to be the best one. It has everything that I would want if someone put me in the woods and said, survive and come back. So, without all the junk. The main thing that I wanted to do was have everything inside the tin, and you could see it's bulging just a little bit, so it's kind of hard to get all this stuff in there, but I wanted to make sure everything was actually in the tin. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright. So take off that Ranger band, and the first thing we're going to see is the space blanket. Okay. This is probably the biggest thing in my kit. It's the most important thing, and it's also the thing that most other kits don't include because it takes up a whole lot of space. So I totally understand that. If I didn't have that space blanket, I could put a zillion other things in here. But this I got from a medical supply center. It's 7 feet by 4'4", right? 84 inches by 52 inches. So that is a huge blanket to fit in this tin. And I also managed to get the 5 C's in here. So I've got, there's 2 of them, cover. I've got, this is 12 feet of bank line. All right, I've got combustion, right, a striker. I've got a cutting tool. I wanted a real cutting tool. This has a saw, this has a knife, can opener, all. This is a very well-made knife, I think. I like it, and it fits perfectly in the tin. It is big. You could get smaller knives, but they wouldn't work as well as that one. Let's see, and my 5th one. Container, I've got a condom, which is the best thing that I could think to fit in there. This was easier to fit even than a big Ziploc freezer bag, which was my other option. So there's my 5 C's right there, and then some of the other things I have. This is 12 yards of dental floss that I took out of a little container that you get free at your dentist, and I couldn't break that with my hands. It actually cut my finger before I could break it. So I'm going to have to do a video on the strength of dental floss, because if that's as strong as I think it is, that can come in real handy for some things. Then I've got 3 alcohol prep pads, which I think are extremely important. You can use them for first aid, but they also will light with this off of a small spark and get your fire going in wet conditions. Here I've got a signal mirror. Right, I've got about probably 1.5 by 1.5 feet of tin foil for lots of reasons. You could boil water in it, you could cook in it, you could wrap things in it. Up here in the lid, I've got, let's see, this is 30 feet of fishing line. I've got 4 iodine tablets. I've got a small compass. Under here, I have 2 fish hooks and a needle, and the piece of tape itself. That's only one piece of tape. It's Gorilla Tape, but I can take this piece of tape and put it in 4 pieces and fold it around the corners of my emergency blanket, and suddenly I have grommets to use with my bank line, or maybe even the dental floss. We'll have to see how strong that stuff is. So I'm not going to count the Ranger band because that was on the outside, but there's my kit. I really like this kit. I think it satisfies everything that I would want and still fit it all in the tin. I love the knife, lots of cordage, and the cover, which is one of the most important things that isn't included in a lot of kits. So there we go. Let me know what you think. Eric signing off.